Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's your boy SolaceAcheron here, bringing you today a Wi-Fi battle. Not a showdown battle, a Wi-Fi battle. And first off, I gotta apologize for my lack of videos lately. I've been really busy with school. You know, coming up, I'm gonna start working on a video game soundtrack with one of the schools here in Valencia that makes video games. That's gonna take up a lot of time. They load me with projects every single week. It's wild, it's crazy. I'm doing a lot of composing. But anyways, I decided to take some time today and try and record a Wi-Fi battle, because, you know, it seemed really cool. Anyways, today we've got a user that went by the name of Scooter4000, I think, and he goes by Entei as his in-game name, so I'm gonna refer to him as that. And this was an awesome game. Like, usually you find people on Wi-Fi, it's like a 6-0, or you find some crazy stuff and it's just not entertaining at all. But this was really good. So anyways, looking at the teams, we've got, for me, we've got Rotom Wash, Gliscor, both of which were very popular in Oras and X and Y. Then you've got Mirgirna, which is Assault Vest. We've got Choice Specs, Hidden Power Grass, Volcanion, Mega Metagross, and Landorus-T, the two big guys. And then on Entei's side, we have a Buzzwole. We got Alakazam, Nihilego. Then there's a Charizard, which is either Mega X or Mega Y, which is really good for this team, either one. And then he's got a Comfey, which is... it comes into play a little bit. I'm not so sure about that choice of a Mon. And then we have a Landorus-T on his side, so Landorus everywhere. But without further ado, let's start this. So yeah, this is my first time recording a Wi-Fi battle, so I'm sorry if the quality throughout is kind of meh. I don't have the money or time for a capture card, so this will just have to do until somebody gives me $400 to go buy one. Anyways, I lead with Rotom W, and he leads with Buzzwole. So turn one, he goes for the Hammer Arm. And I'm thinking, I'm not physically defensive. It might kill me, but it doesn't. And I'm able to get off the Will-O-Wisp, which is... I was just thinking to myself, whew, that thing is crippled. The big threat. Look at those arms. God, those arms. But anyways, he's lowered his speed, so now I know I'm faster. So I'm able to probably go for, a Pain Split here. But as he switches out into his Comfey, and I'm thinking like, oh, I see. And that's the really cool thing about Comfey is that, I forget the name of its ability, but it basically gives you priority healing moves. So basically, this guy's got priority aromatherapy. But anyways, I went for the Pain Split there, got up a bunch of health. As he goes for aromatherapy, it's like, okay, yeah, that's why he has it. So that burn is nil. But I did some damage to this thing, and I didn't really lose anything. So I Volt Switch out of there, go into my Metagross, Mr. Steven Stone himself. And the nice thing is that he really doesn't have a switch into this. He goes out to his Charizard, which I guess is his best switch in. See, now this Metagross doesn't have Ice Punch, it has Zen Headbutt, which actually really helped me this game. But anyways, I'm just going to throw off a Meteor Mash trying to kill that little thing. Look how much this does. Oh my gosh, it does almost half. Like, and that's resisted. So he switches out his Charizard now, and he goes out into his Landorus-T, which is really good play. Thank God this thing was not Rocky Helmet, but it was defensive. Anyways, I go for a Zen Headbutt here, in case he Mega Evolved, and I could probably pick off either. It does a little bit of damage, but unfortunately, he's got the upper hand. I gotta switch the hell out of here. And I go out into my Rotom Wash, which is a really good switch into his Landorus-T. He makes a great play and goes for U-turn. So I'm good played here. And I'm worried because, like, he could go back out into that Buzzwole and really screw me over. Of course, though, he goes out to his Alakazam, which I thought was a very strange play. He could have pretty much gotten a kill here with his Buzzwole. But whatever, he went out to Alakazam. I gotta switch out. I've got the perfect switch for this. The perfect check. You know, AV Magearna. You're not gonna do any damage. I find out that he has the Energy Ball, which kind of confirms that, well, actually I thought he was a Life Orb at this point, but I was thinking maybe he could also be Sash. Anyways, he switches back out into his Comfy as I go for a Volt Switch. I was really fearing him to go back out into Landorus-T, because I don't know what it is, but like, every time there's a Magearna, they try to send in Landorus-T on the obvious Volt Switch. Anyways, this part's really funny. So I go out into Metagross, as he goes for a priority draining kiss, and he does a little bit of damage. I'm like, oh god, this thing's gonna get wrecked. It's gonna get destroyed here. And it misses. I missed it. So he switches out, and now he goes out to Landorus-T. That miss really sucked, because that Comfy is still alive. And, you know, he gets off the Intimidate, and just to make things worse, I go for another one, and I miss again! Wow! Good luck. And this thing's getting leftovers recovery, and it's like, I'm not doing anything to it. So I switch out, and I go to my own Landorus-T, because I'm not having any of this. I want to get rid of this thing as soon as possible, and potentially start sweeping. He goes for his rocks. I don't have rocks. I don't have a defogger, so I guess that's one of the bad things about this team. But whatever. So here he switches out his Landorus, and he goes into his Charizard. I guess a good play. I'm not sure what he's predicting though, because I could be like his and have Stone Edge, and I might have gone for it. That would be a dead Charizard. Now I go for the Rock Polish. And he knows exactly what side I am now that I've gone for that. And he switches right back out to his Landorus, gets the Intimidate, and here I go for the Z move. Because I wanted to kill that Charizard. It was a threat, whether it was X or Y. But I could also, you know, get some damage off on whatever he wants to switch into. I was praying he didn't go into Comfy. I would have felt really stupid. But I was thinking, like, also, did you see the Landorus there? It was like on the ground and then it was in the air. We're gonna have to fix that animation. Come on, Game Freak. Anyways, I go for the Supersonic Strike, and it does a sizable chunk to Landorus. I'm not gonna lie. Anyhow, I go for the ST here because it's like, he probably doesn't have Hidden Power. Because most people that transfer their Landoruses have the ones from last gen, which never ran Hidden Power. But he's got Smackdown, which is interesting. And normally I wouldn't be scared, but he smacked down, so now he could freely go for an Earthquake, which he does right here, which normally would seem insane, but it's not. But anyways, I went for Fly, so I avoided the Smackdown. I didn't realize that Smackdown doesn't work if you use Fly. And I go for it here, and I take out the Landorus. I was actually kind of surprised, even though I'm +1. And then out comes the Comfy. I think he just wanted to get some chip damage here with Draining Kiss, because this was not doing anything. If he went for Recover, it would have been a futile recover, but he did a little bit of damage, and maybe I would, you know, have, you know, some kind of stroke and go for Fly and miss or something, and he could get some HP back. But I take out the Comfy, that thing is gone, so next thing he goes out into his Alakazam. And I'm like, okay, time to find out if this thing is Life Orb or not. Because if it's Life Orb, this thing just kind of wins. I go for Earthquake, and he goes down to a Sash, and I'm like, well, I think this is a dead Landorus. He goes for Psychic, and I'm like, ah, damn. But I live with the Smidgen! I live with the Smidgen, 1 HP! Look at that! So I can, you know, the Pokemon that I thought was totally dead now is still alive. I go for Earthquake as he cleverly switches into Charizard. And then he makes a nice double as, you know, because I'm just playing it safe here. I'm not making any wild predictions now that this thing is alive. And he goes out to his Nihilego, which is just like, well, I guess that's the end of Landorus. But I go for fly here. Look how much this does. Oh my goodness, that's resisted. Boy, calm down. Calm down. And he goes for the power gem. Easily knocks me out. Gets the special attack boost here. But he's Life Orb, so I know that he's not Scarf or anything. However, I don't want to play around with misses of any kind. All three of my moves besides Bullet Punch can miss. You know, if I was a predicting man, I would have gone for Zen Headbutt, but I don't want to miss Zen against this. It probably had like T-Bolt or Hidden Power Fire, which really would have done a lot to this. I need this Metagross. Anyways, in comes his Buzzwole, which is not burned. I go for the Zen Headbutt, and I'm like, okay, I know Buzzwole's really bulky. He's going to eat this. Holy crap, it almost kills. And now, you see the Z-move animation, and I'm just like, well, this is a Buzzwole. This is an all-out pummeling Hammer Arm. I don't know what base power that is, but it's a lot. And Buzzwole is freaking strong. I don't care how bulky, how good, you know, Metagross is. It's not living. It's dead. Wait, it's not dead. Livin with a Smidgen. We're up in here. So I go for a BP because, once again, I am not playing games. I'm not going to miss the Zen Headbutt and get wrecked by this mon. So now he goes out into Charizard. And pretty much, you know, I have the game sealed here if I hit his Zen Headbutt. Because I didn't know if it was X or Y. I'm not going to go for Hammer Arm and, like, you know, hit against the flying type. But I missed the Zen Headbutt. Metagross, again. You did so much work, but you missed so many moves. He goes for the Dragon Dance, and I'm a little bit scared, but not really. Here I go for Zen Headbutt, hoping that if he goes for Roost, it's the best I can do. You know, at least bring it back down to what it was. He takes me out with the Dragon Claw. Now I've got my Glide Score in the back, which I believe is Impish. I don't remember. I take some Stealth Rocks damage, and now I'm like, I can live this. I'm definitely going to live this. Probably with a fair amount of HP. He takes it down, I'm like, oh shit. But I'm living with a Smidgen. And Glide Score goes for the Earthquake and takes out the Charizard. I'm just like, oh my god. Like, talk about the rolls in my favor. I'm not so sure if that was I think that was a roll in my favor. That was probably like max damage or something. But anyways, all he has left now is this Alakazam. And he goes for a Psychic and takes me out. And this is going to be a good game. I could go out to Mugirna and take it out easily with him doing nothing. But Volcanion hasn't seen the battle. Hasn't seen the light of day in this battle. So I send it out. I'm not going to go for Overheat. I'm not going to go for Steam Eruption because that would just be dumb. I'm just going to go for Sludge Bomb. You know, it's accurate. It hits. And that takes out the Alakazam. And that is going to be game. Really fantastic game. I had a lot of fun. You know, I was living with the Smidgen. But Metagross is really broken, I think. It's really good. Like, he basically had no switch-ins at all. You know, it was... You know, the thing is broken. Now, Landorus is a different story. Most people say it's not broken, but the usage is climbing up like crazy. Last month it was at 47% usage in the 1825, which I consider like the proper usage stats. Okay, the people that know what they're doing, and not me. I'm not good enough for 1825. But yeah, this was really good battle. If you want to battle me and be featured in a Wi-Fi video like this, maybe you'll be on the winning side. I don't know. If it's a good match, yeah. Anyways, if you want to battle me, hit me up on my Twitter, or I guess comment below if you want. But definitely comment, like, and subscribe my stuff. Go check out my music channel, and I'll see y'all later.